Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Reaper, and welcome to UO Outlands. And for those of you that don't know what UO Outlands is, it's Ultima Online. Yes, Ultima Online, the, dare I say, first MMO, and it's still the original UO Ultima Online is still going on official servers, and it is the longest running MMO in history. With that said, I'm going to give you a brief, quick rundown, history of my experience with this game, and because it's pretty much it started my love of MMOs and why we got here and how we're here. And this is not going to be a series. Um, I'm sorry that Citadel's probably not going to be continued. I apologize for that. Conan is still going strong. The 7 Days to Die permadeath stuff. Anyway, I just kind of stopped having some fun with Citadel at the moment. And I know that's selfish. I apologize. And I know I've had a few series where I kind of stopped them abruptly, and I apologize for that. Anyway, that's not what this is about. This is an apology video, or this isn't an apology video. Anyway, oh my god, I should just kill all this and restart the intro. But you know me, I'm not gonna. So real quick, first of all, this is gonna be UO Outlands is a private server for Ultima Online. It has been running for, I think, about 6 years now, and it is extremely populated to the point where I am shocked. As far as Ultima Online goes, aka UO, I believe a game called Meridian 59 was the first MMO, technically. If you don't count MUDs and stuff like that. And probably anybody watching this is going to be my age. I'm 53. You guys all know I'm an old school gamer. Anyway, I saw this game at the mall at a at an electronic boutique, I think is what GameStop was at the time, and had to have it. My wife it launched on September 28th, I think it was 1990 1999 or 98. I want to say no, maybe it was 96. Anyway, long time ago. And my wife got the collector's edition for me for my birthday, which is October 6th. I still have the cloth map and the pewter pin that came with that collector's edition to this day. It's in a box in my attic, which I'm going to dig out because I love it. I actually still have the original box that stuff came in. I actually still have the original disc. I had the entire original packaging. So anyway, but yeah, Ultima Online was amazing. I played it for almost a decade. And for various reasons at the time I stopped, which had nothing to do with the game. And over the years, I just moved on then eventually to Warcraft and so on and so forth. Blah, blah, blah. Returning now and again because I do still have access to all my original accounts. Anyway, fast forward a bunch of years later, UO Outlands has been around now for like 6 years. I don't normally like playing private servers, especially when the regular servers are still running, because I'm always afraid they're going to just get shut down. This has been successful in running for 6 years, and there's thousands of people, I guess, that log on all the time, every day, 24/7. Like, you're seeing real people running around right now. My oldest son, believe it or not, who's 30, has been begging me for like the last 2 weeks, Dad, you gotta play some UO Out. I've been playing UO Outlands. Why don't you play with me? And I'm like, I don't like private servers. You know how I feel about that. They worry me, blah, 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 this and that. And I didn't want to do it. He kept bugging, and I'm like, on Thanksgiving, he was kind of like, come on, Dad. And then so Thanksgiving night, I decided, all right, I'll download it and log on. Because I love the game. To this day, still one of my favorite games that there is. Sadly, it just got, the devs kind of added some stuff that ruined the game, in my opinion. Because when UO launched, it was one map, and it was open world, full loot, PvP, which, yeah, can scare people away, but you know what? It was fun. And then they added a mirror map called Tremel because the main place was called Felucia. And then they added a mirror version of that called Tremel, which people had nicknamed Care Bear Land. And it was an exact replica with moon gates to go between them, but you couldn't attack other players. And it split the player base hard. Anyway, multiple DLCs later, expansions, some great, some crap. you know, and the game now still has servers. Like I said, still it's the longest running MMO in history, and it's still being updated. However, the servers, there's still several servers, and they're just kind of spread out and dead. UO Outlands is one server, and it's basically it's the core game, but with a the map is not the normal Britannia map that the original game is. This map is not that. Map is not Britannia, which is the map from UO. This is a map created by UO Outlands. They also added, like, there's a lot of quality of life features. They added just a lot of stuff, like so much stuff that it would take me probably 100 videos to go through it. I literally just started playing UO Outlands. I would absolutely call myself an expert on UO. I played it for almost 10 years. And I know a lot about the game. In fact, Silver Dragon, the name of this character, this is, by the way, the second. You can have up to 3 characters per account. 3 accounts per household. This character, I have another character that's I've been playing now for the last couple days. Well, since Thursday. Reaper. I wanted to start a mage. But anyway, this character, Silver Dragon, years ago for Christmas, and I'm looking at it right now, hanging on my ceiling. My wife, who's not a gamer, but she, you know, kind of pays attention to some stuff in my life sometimes when it comes to gaming. She was confused on my main character's name, and it's always been. I've been Reaper since I literally got the internet hooked up to my house the first time, and I've told the story in the past. Comcast had screwed up my when they asked me for an email address name. I said Reaper 13, and they spelled Reaper with 2 E's. And back then, it wasn't something you could easily get changed or get changed at all. So I just accepted it. Reeper. That's me. That's Reaper. It's the channel. It's who I am. It's who I've been for 30 years. Well, yeah. I mean, actually, since my kids were little. So yeah, gaming for almost 30 years. That's who I am. I can't tell you how many times people would make fun of me going, "That's not how you spell Reaper, dumbass," and I'd be like, "Shut up." But anyway, yeah. So yeah, my son convinced me. And the funny thing about my oldest son playing UO, because the game predates him more or less, but I got him playing when he was like 6 or 7 years old. I got him playing to help me out because I had multiple accounts, and you can place houses anywhere in the world for the most part. But space is limited. Like, you get a house down or different sizes and so on, you're lucky. But so I actually, being the great dad that I am, let him skip school one day because they opened up a new area for housing, and I needed some help logging onto my other account to get a house placed. So, but anyway, he ended up falling in love with the game and playing the game. And so yeah, the game is, because the game for him being 30, it's a little bit obviously old school for him. But anyway, yeah, here we are. So yeah, UO Outlands, very popular. If you Google it, or if you go on YouTube and look for UO Outlands, there's a lot of YouTubers a good amount of YouTubers covering it. And I mean, obviously it's old school, but a lot of younger people are getting into it. You know what I mean? And it's got a lot. There's full PvP. There's protection in the towns from getting PvP. There's stealing. The skill list is endless. Like I said, I could go over all this stuff. That's not what this video is about. This isn't going to be a series, like I said. I'm just going to upload my adventures periodically, because I am going to be playing. So I'm just going to upload adventures. You know, I'm going to upload some stuff. My son and I played for 2.5 hours the other night together, running around, having a really good time. And if nothing else, if I got nothing else out of coming back to UO, even in the private server sense, you know what, spending some time, because my kids are grown, and spending some quality time with them in any capacity means more to me than anything else, you know? And my sons are both gamers. My daughter, not so much. But, so I love hanging out with them. So, anyway, this is going to be a lot of rambling. But anyway, this video is going to be just real quick, and I wanted to, from what there's a lot of little quality of life features. For one, it comes with, like, you can macro some stuff. They allow that. We'll get into that then later, but just real quick, what I would recommend setting up is go into your options on your paper doll. When you first log into the game, it's going to be... Now, old school UO, like the original UO, I honestly recommend playing UO Outlands over the original UO clients on there, just because there's a shit ton of people playing this game on the UO Outlands server. Really are. But anyway, if you don't use the full-size game window, it ends up looking like that. Now, you can drag this to size it. Well, you can. I just have it locked right now. And believe it or not, that's how old school used to look. Because there weren't fucking 1920 by 1080 or 4K monitors back then. What I recommend you do right off the bat, because when you log in, it's going to look like that. Go in, go to video, go to always use full size. Click, boom. Hit OK. Let me make sure that my... Okay. Sorry, just checking my OBS because I had to size it for that. So do that. I recommend that, okay, to size it. All right? Now, these are some general things, that quality of life things that I suggest. Enable always run, okay, and less hidden. Like, if you're going to use hiding as a skill, you don't want to be hiding and then, like, accidentally run out of it, okay? Auto open doors, absolutely. Auto open corpses, absolutely. Okay, you want that. Okay, we're gonna scroll down here. I don't know what that means. I don't know what some of this is. Some of this is most of this is UO Outlands stuff. So, like, these are all, I'm not sure what some of this is. Okay, disable the menu bar, not sure. Okay, let's see here. Yes, you want circle of transparency. I'll show you what that is here, actually, right now. You go behind a house, see that? I can still see myself. You want that, because if not, obviously, you wouldn't be able to see me. I do recommend that. Okay, so, going back to, that was video, right? Yeah, and I think I can drag, maybe I can't drag this screen. Let's see here. Oh, that was general. Okay. Bear with me here. Like I said, a lot of this is them. Grid loot. Yeah, you want grid loot. Both. What that means is it'll auto open a corpse when you kill it, and a little box pops up to just click to take the stuff. Because, let me show you the backpack. Okay, welcome to old school. You put this stuff anywhere you want to in here. Okay? Double click this dagger to use it, and then you can, down at the bottom left down here, you can see you must wait. What do you want to use the dagger on? Now you can hit escape to cancel out of that. Also, see how small the bag is. That can be fixed thanks to UO Outlands. Let me find the where. I fixed that because I can size that bag. Again, bear with me, please. Health bars. Okay, so not there. Counters. I'll go to this quick. Enable counters. What this does is, we'll go with 2 by 2. When I do this, and I hit apply, this pops up. This is really cool because you drag your bandages into it, grab them, okay, and when the bag's closed, I can always see how many bandages I have left. You can do that with arrows and anything that you would have a count to it. It's super awesome. Hit apply. Okay, so let's go to, I don't think it's tooltips. No, not macros. Like, and these are all like a whole bunch of other stuff. Like, you know what I mean? A lot of stuff to the game. Some of this, like I said, is embedded in UO. A lot of it's not. A lot of it was added by UO Outlands for quality of life stuff, which is amazing. Trying to find the backpack thing, because I can change the size of the backpack. And you'll see here in a minute, once I figure it the freak out. I'm positive it's not tooltips. Definitely not tooltips. Interface, maybe? Ah, here we go. Container scale. There we go. Yes, okay. Watch my bag. I'd go maybe 150 if I can get it. Tourette syndrome kicking in. There we go. Hit apply. Boom. Let's move this and that. And I always keep my bag open right there. Keep that right there. And you can, the UI, you can move whatever you want to move. I think you can even move this. I don't want to, though, but I'm not sure. Maybe you can. But anyway, yeah. So there we go. And scale items inside the backpack. So the pack's not huge and they're small. Hit apply. Boom. There we go. And then you got double click to loot items inside containers. Yada, yada, yada. Override container gum. A lot of the stuff, like I said, I either don't know what it does or don't mess with it. So yeah, I mean, just to recap, Ultima Online was my first MMO. I love it to this day. Sadly, it just things changed, and you know, and I do enjoy really good graphics. Excuse me, having a little drink. But really good graphics do not make a game. And even the original UO client. I mean, like I said, it's the longest running MMO there is. From a game mechanic standpoint, the game's amazing. You know, buy a house. They even have custom housing where you can place the custom housing. This game to this day probably has the best custom housing system out of any MMO that there is. Not even joking, because it's not instance. You can place a house out in the middle of nowhere. I will show off the houses in future videos. You can buy a pre-built house and place that house, or you can buy a custom house and place walls, tiles. You can place storage containers wherever you want. Decorations and stuff like that in this game are a big deal. In fact, so much so that there are rare drops that are considered decorations. Nothing more than that. You know, I remember when getting a barrel of water to decorate for your house was a rare drop. They're called rares. Stuff like that. I mean, it's insane. It's so cool. So the little things like that. The PvP, the combat, the full loot, the having to run back and get all your shit. You know, the having to use stealth and hiding and to get away from people and so on and so forth. It's all crazy. Like I said, other than the graphics, if you can get past the graphics of Ultima Online, then I think you'll enjoy the game. And I do recommend the UO Outlands server. This video is about UO Outlands, not UO. It's both, obviously, but again, I would totally recommend play UO Outlands, not the UO official servers. They're too spread out, and they're dead. Anyway, with that said, this is UO Outlands. So I would do all those things to get set up for your quality of life stuff. Combat spells. Hold tab for combat. You don't want that. Okay, because if I get out of here, I can go into combat mode. You'll see my cursor turn red and my guy's stance change. That means I'm in combat mode. And if, by the way, if I attack somebody in town, I'm in a protected area. The guards will teleport to me and beat my ass dead. So I mean, and having to hold that, unless you want to hold it, but I prefer to just tab it on and off. Also, query before attack. Because you can go, there's neutral, like right now my character is blue. Because you have karma and fame and stuff in this game. Blue name. And I'm still listed as a young player. I could be gray. That would mean that I looted a blue corpse that didn't belong to me, and I turned gray, which means I can be freely attacked by other players, and they can loot my stuff without penalty. That means I'm basically a criminal temporarily. And then there's red. My name would be red, and I'm a murderer. And that means that I can't even go into certain. There are a few lawless towns like that don't have guards that you can go into as a red. Mainly though, yeah, as a red you can't go into a protected town. So you want to quarry before attack, quarry before performing beneficial acts on murderers, criminals, grays, monsters, and animals. So, like I said, you don't want to loot something that doesn't belong to you or accidentally kill somebody or attack them. Okay, you can also set cast spells by one click, which I'm going to do. Enable fast cast, show buff duration. Bigger energy bolt. Energy bolt spell's kind of small in this game, so I think that probably just shows it bigger, easier to, you know what I mean, for your personal viewing. I don't know. Like I said, that's a UO Outlands thing. What else? I think from a quality, I would recommend just going through all this stuff and seeing what works for you. But yeah. Now, they gave me some, like, newbie stuff. Training credits deed. If I click that, I will get... Trading credits may be given to vendors in place of gold when... Okay, so yeah, and you can train certain things from vendors. I have 1,000 credits. So, like... If I go, like, to a cook and I want to... And you can right-click them and it'll bring a drop-down menu up and I can train cooking. And I'll show you here quick. Did I not put an auto run on? Let me do that. I thought I did. Auto run. Always run, yeah. Maybe I'm just not... That is me running. I mean, it doesn't seem super fast, so... I recommend getting a horse, by the way. They treat a horse, like if you log off on a horse, the horse logs off with you. You go into a dungeon while on a horse, and it puts him in a safe place. And they can go inside buildings quickly. Actually, let me show you the door auto opening. See? There we go. But yeah, click, rent. You can rent a room, by the way. Buy, sell. Sometimes it'll say train a certain profession. And as a young player, you get that certificate. I am a mage. I chose a mage. And these are also given to new players. They are... Now you can left... I gotta find out if there's a way for me to highlight over something to show it. The tooltip. Because I hate having to left click it once to see that. That'll give my intelligence 10. What is that? 15 charges, spell charges. So I think I can cast for free. 10 intelligence. So yeah, I can boost. Because you have your skills, which are here. I chose an actual advanced template. What I always do too is I create a new group. We'll rename it main. Rename it main. There we go. Let's do it properly. Okay, I didn't. It's supposed to be a capital. Come on. There we go. Good lord. And then you can open these up, combat, and you can, by the way, grab that to drag it to open it up more. But anyway, so yeah, then you can drag. Also, these are all the skills you have. If you don't lock these to up, means you're learning it. Lock means it won't go up anymore. Down means like if you have points in anatomy, but you want to raise something else, it'll pull from any points there and everywhere else because you have a set amount of skill points. There's a cap, but there's also other ways to raise your cap and so on and so forth. Anywho, so I'll do all this off camera, but you want to go in and change these because I don't want anatomy on this guy's a mage. I don't want archery, so I'll lock that. Lock that. You get the point. Magic. So I want to take, because I took evaluate intelligence, and I want to drag that to my main. See, and that gave that an arrow. There that is. Take my magery, drag it down. Meditation, I'm going to drag down. I might keep that. Resisting spells, very important. You can also be a necromancer, a paladin. Oh, thank God for this Quadcast HyperX mic where I can quick tap and mute that. Because I sneezed. Anyway, I don't want necromancy. I tested, like I did a quick test video, so God help me, this better be recording properly. Anyway, thievery, hiding, I do want on this guy. I will train that. Detect hidden, no. Lock picking, no, necessarily right away. Poisoning, remove trap. Lock, snooping, no, this guy's not going to be a thief. Stealth, no, I doubt it. And you can, there's, you know, you're not locked into a class, so, like, you can mix and match your build. But anyway, so yeah, Ultima Online, my first MMO. To this day, I would, you know, since it was my first, I would call it my favorite. Seriously, and I love the game. So, you know what? Coming back to UO Outlands. Gonna have some fun with it. Not gonna call it a series. Gonna upload some adventures, and hopefully you guys will check it out and check the game out, because there's a lot to be loved in Ultima Online, and even more to be loved in UO Outlands. So check it out, and look forward to the future adventures of Silver Dragon and Reaper. Oh, and I didn't finish the Silver Dragon story. I got fucking sidetracked. Jesus, sorry. My wife was unclear of my main character's name, because I had multiple characters. Reaper, Silver Dragon, and a few others. She asked, because everybody I work with played. Like, literally half the staff played UO. So she asked around, and a couple of my friends thought, for some reason, and they should have known better, because we played the game together, that Silver Dragon was my main character. At least that's what I think happened. So she got me a doormat made at our local fair that comes around once a year. Spray painted with Silver Dragon on it and the UO emblem. And I will say, and I'm looking at it right now, it's attached to my ceiling in my computer room. They did a great job on it. But, you know, and then so she gave it to me, and of course I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. And, you know, beside the fact that she thought about doing the whole UO thing was great. But, you know, and I kind of laughed, and she's like, that's your main character, right? And I'm like, no, but that's okay. She's like, oh my God, I thought it was. And I'm like, no, it's Reaper, but that's fine. Anyway, UO Outlands. This is sort of a guide and a history. I'm going to probably label the video that or something. Anyway, I don't know. Check it out. UO Outlands. And, you know, check it out. Hopefully you'll enjoy my adventures, and along with all the other content on the channel. And we'll see you in the next one. Take it easy.